Oh, climb up and up. Yeah.
G'day to all adventurers and welcome back for more adventure here in the high country as we explore this beautiful area on our dirt bikes. Now we've had an amazing trip so far, so be sure to check out the previous episodes from this adventure if you haven't already, but the fun isn't quite over for us just yet. After spending the night at this beautiful camp spot just outside of Buchan, today would see us setting our sights on the town of Jindabyne to finish off our high country loop. With some more epic lookouts, challenging tracks, and a few unhappy locals along the way, today was set to be another absolutely awesome day of riding, so come along for the ride with us and see what we get up to. Waking up on the final day of any trip always has some mixed feelings. Excited to get the day of riding started, but also sad that the trip is coming to an end. But either way, I was up nice and early and ready to get cracking. We had some friendly locals scoping the place out. I think they were just trying to get a peek of the beautiful Beta 480, but who can blame them really? But after getting some breakfast sorted, the boys and I geared up and set off to get this day started. Now I had picked today's route out the night before, just using some maps that I brought along on the trip, but essentially we were going in blind for most of today, not knowing what to expect, but that always makes things a lot more interesting I guess. But we didn't have to go very far before we were under attack from some angry locals.
Hey puppy, leave me alone. Are you not happy? Alright, we'll get out of here then. All good? That's going to be some fun. It's not too steep, but this track's had a lot of water damage. You can see all the ruts that have formed down there from all the water, so have to be careful on the line choice, but we should get up there, no worries.
Now this track right here is called the Running Creek track. It sounds like a track that would be pretty tame, and for the most part it was, but you can see here just how many ruts have formed from all the water runoff, so we just had to make sure our front wheel didn't follow along in these ruts. This part right here was the steepest section of the track, no steeper than anything that we've done already on this trip so far, but with all the ruts and the soft silty soil, it made for an interesting ride to the top.
You want to go first? Bloody hell, wallaby, kangaroo. Just waited till I got through. That climb is not that steep, but you cannot pick a line and stay in it. All the water damage puts you where it wants.
Once I got to the top, I didn't hear the boys coming up behind me, so rather than walk down, I sent my little mate the drone down to check it all out. Brandon was about halfway up, but he must have lost momentum somewhere and he was just getting reset to have another go. I knew both of the boys would get up here eventually, so I just sat back and had a bird's eye view of the whole thing. With the other boys now at the top and that interesting climb now behind us, we continued on and things were much smoother for the next little bit, just linking up those maintained dirt roads with some other tracks as we pointed our noses towards our awesome lookout point for the day.
Yeah, we got to cross this one. Roads and onto some tracks. Mount Statham track. I don't know what we're in for, but let's just do it. prepped erosion mounds. Had a bit of rain recently, so it's a bit softer, which I think is good, because on those downhills and there's all the water erosion, if that was hard packed, you have a bit of a struggle trying to keep out of those things. I don't know which way I'm going here. Whoops. Sorry boys. I missed the turn. Doesn't look very well used, that one. No. Let's go, boys. Nice work, boys. Pretty good, eh? There is a lookout point up further.
Yeah,
it's probably that up there.
Where the tower is.
That's probably it. Once I get there, I'm going to stop and check it out proper. Yes. Oh wow. How good is that?
Now this is Mount Seldom Seen, and what an awesome lookout it is. 360-degree views of the entire area. It's absolutely amazing and well worth the trip up here if you are nearby. The tower that you see here is a fire tower or lookout tower, but the purpose of towers like this one is to spot bushfires in the area and to alert local fire services. Now with advancements in technology with things such as remote cameras and AI, I'm not sure how often these towers are manned by an actual human, but years ago, fire lookouts could spend a week or more up here on their own during the fire seasons. We couldn't see any smoke up here today, so it should be safe to continue on.
We'll get our way down this rocky stuff. We'll find another track where there'll be some more descending, and yeah, eventually get our way down to Barry Way, which is even more descending again, but that track's all pretty easy going once we get there. So far, it's been a great day. Weather-wise, beautiful. Track's been great. Tell you what everyone, I am super impressed with the Beta 480. This thing has done so well on this trip. I know we're not quite at the end yet, but she'll get me there. It's been so good. I've had so much fun riding this thing around the high country. It hasn't missed a beat. Just the perfect kind of bike for this type of stuff. Hard trails, linking them up with some fire roads and whatnot. Yeah, you might have to get on the tar road and do a little bit of a squirt here and there, but this bike's happy to do it. You can sit on it at 90 and 100 if you really want to. And she's got all the get up and go you need in this tough stuff. Get steep climbs done. Suspension is awesome for this stuff. Jumping all these erosion mounds, having an absolute blast. So I'm loving this bike. It's been so good to ride the high country with no weight on the bike, no camping gear and all that. It's way more enjoyable than just get into the tough riding and enjoy it, rather than stress that you're going to be picking up a heavier bike. And yeah, it's just been an amazing trip. And obviously I can't wait to get back here again. I haven't even left and I can't wait to come back and do this all again. It's an awesome place for adventure riding. It's an absolute mecca. I wish I was a little bit closer to it all. But once a year, do a few days, and it's absolutely unreal. So if you haven't checked the high country out yet on a motorbike, get it on your list and get out here and do it, because it's absolutely amazing. There's everything. You can ride a bike like what I am, bit of a dual sport setup, do some harder trails. You can even do the harder trails on a big bike if you're that skilled and you really want to, but there's something for everyone around the high country. There's easy trails for the bigger bikes for people who don't want to do these crazy climbs, but yeah, if you want to come challenge yourself, you've got that as well. So get it on your list, get to the high country, get planning, just come and ride around because you won't regret it. It's an awesome area. Enough talking, more concentration, get this track done. Let's go, Beta. I think this is Mount Sugarloaf. Top of it's just up there on those rocks. But I'm not walking up there. I've seen plenty of good views over the last few days. Don't need to go up there.
The boys and I had been travelling along somewhat of a ridgeline track for the last little while, but it was now time to make our way down towards what you would consider a main road around these parts, and also down to the amazing Snowy River as well. Now, we were soaking in the fun on these tracks before we got to those main roads, which we would be on for the rest of the afternoon back to Jindabyne, but there was one more challenge to get by before we could worry about any of that.
That doesn't look great.
Not that deep, I just don't know how soft it's going to be.
It's soft. I think I might go on the outside there and I'm just going to send it. I think it's just going to take a bit of throttle. It's not deep, but I think the bottom's soft. Oh. It is soft, but Brandon just cruised through that. I tried to launch over it and sunk on the other side. Bryce, you'll get through. Yes. Nice, mate.
But I don't even think that front lifted at all.
Oh, you got a little bit.
Not what I wanted though.
That's right.
Wasn't the glory shot of that.
Still made it.
Turned into a submarine almost.
You almost gave me a full splash.
I know.
Almost.
Just a little bit.
go. Oh wow. Those ruts got bigger very quickly. Well, that is it, boys and girls. The end of the hard trails. Done. We're still off road, but it's all like this. Maintained, smooth dirt roads. This is Limestone Road, and then we'll meet up with Barry Way, and we'll be on out of here. Hold on, mate.
Big front wash there for a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, went that way. I went, oh, this is going to finish unpretty.
Well, that's it. That's it's this the rest of the way back. Well, smash along here for a bit. See how we go. We've done about 90 k's. Might as well throw this fuel in here. Boys are gone ahead waiting for me, so well, I'm already stopped. Might as well get it done. In we go. Hopefully I've used enough to pour it all in. I think I've probably got about, I don't know, 3 or 4 litres in this bladder. I didn't go the full 6. Done. Probably a couple litres down, probably got 7, 8 litres there, maybe. Anyway, while we're here, rear tyre check. She's hanging in there. She'll get me back to town. But she's been fried, that is for sure. But I think the enduro tyre has helped me out in many situations in the high country. When we hit all that muddy slop, I was straight on up. Oh, I don't know if you know, but there's a bridge right there.
We can't leave without doing it more.
Fine.
We go through here, we'll wash the bikes off a bit.
You can go back through again if you want.
So this here is Barry Way, an easy dirt road, but it's one of a few ways to get to and from Jindabyne on a high country adventure. Now it follows along beside the very well known Snowy River for a lot of its journey, so it may be an easy ride, but the scenery along the way makes it an enjoyable ride nonetheless. We passed by some other travellers on their own adventures as we made our way along Barry Way, but around about 30 kilometres or so from Jindabyne, we found a cyclist resting beside the road. I stopped to check if she was okay. She said she was fine, but she just ran out of water. So we topped her up from our water bladders for the rest of her 30 kilometres to Jindabyne. I'm not quite sure how far she had ridden that day, but the next town in the opposite direction was over 100 kilometres away. So that's one almighty ride without an engine, that is for sure. But unfortunately for us, that was it for our Australian Alps or high country adventure. Not long after that, we arrived back into Jindabyne and we all got to work loading the bikes up, getting ready to make the journey home the very next day. Now this trip has been another amazing one down here in the high country. I've been down here a few times now, but nothing compares to it for adventure riding in my opinion. It has something for everyone, and I know I'm going to keep coming back to this place for many years to come. A huge thanks goes out to the guys that came along on this trip with me, Bryce and Brandon for tagging along on the bikes. I had an absolute awesome time at riding with you fellas, and also to Leroy and Jess for being the support crew on this trip. It made everything so much easier and way more enjoyable for us three on the bikes. And of course, thanks to all of you as well for watching all of these videos. I really hope you did enjoy this series. If you did enjoy this video and the series, please like the video. It helps the channel massively and I really appreciate all of the support. Also, be sure to check out the links below to get the GPX files from this ride and any of the other rides with the previous episodes, as well as support the channel in other ways and support those brands that support the channel as well. Now there is another link down below to a new shirt design that I've just put up, so feel free to jump over there, grab one of those and be a part of the two-wheel adventure crew. Ride safe out there on your own two-wheel adventures, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.